Hello adventurers, we're back on the road doing another video. This is about the Alchemist. About a week ago I put up a poll and you guys voted whether you wanted to see Alchemist or favorite soul, so here we are. Thank you for participating, it really means a lot to me. So let's talk about the Alchemist before we get into the build. The number one complaint of course is that Alchemist is stupid hard in the first couple levels before level 6, which I give some credit for. It is a challenge. It is the most difficult leveling that I've done compared to other classes. But we're going to look at some SLAs that you get at level 1 and level 2 that are going to make it a lot easier that maybe people overlook. But besides the leveling process, this class murders everything. Enemies just vaporize. It's an AoE killing machine. You can heal all your friends. It's got a whole bunch of buffs. You can even melt locks and open locks. You can be a trapper if you want to. You can do so many things with this class. It's honestly a very great beginner class because you don't need a lot of stats. You just need intelligence and constitution. And you get a lot of SLAs and you get a lot of spell points. You are a little bit squishy, so you don't have a lot of hit points, but we're going to talk about how to make this class the best it can be, because it is just so much fun to play, genuinely. So let's look at the ability points first. As part of the Heroic Completionist series, I'm assuming that you've done a couple past lives, so you have 36 points to work with. Honestly, for this class, even if you don't, it's okay, because you're going to maximize intelligence, you're going to maximize constitution if you can, and then you can throw your points wherever you want. I throw mine into strength to have extra carrying capacity. For each of your level ups, you're going to put points into intelligence. Next, we're looking at skills. Your most important skills to pick up are spellcraft to get more spell power for all of your elemental based spells, to pick up heal to get more positive and negative spell power, use magic device to use scrolls. I also pick up concentration just so my spells go off, even though we'll have quicken later on eventually. And then you have so many skill points because you're intelligence based, and you have a lot of class skills that you can pick up honestly whatever you want. Search, balance, bluff, diplomacy, haggle if you want to get more gold. The skills are just endless and it's great. Before we talk about enhancements or feats, let's talk about the spells and kind of how the spells work, because I think a lot of people are a little bit daunted by the nuances and possibly just the mechanics of how the class works, but it's really not too difficult to understand. And you can practice through the beginning levels, and then once you get to the higher levels, you should have a better understanding, a better mastery of how it all works together. So there are only 3 different types of spells, basically. There are red spells called Crimsonite. These are your damage spells, your vials, your elemental vials and stuff. And there's your yellow spells, which is called Guild Leaf. These are sometimes damaging spells, but these are kind of like your utility spells. Some of them do AoE, like freezing. This one's Smoke Bomb, which leaves you invisible and displaced. So these are kind of like your utilities, or your kind of healing ones. So heal is also Guild Leaf. The Cure Moderate and like Inflict Moderate wounds are all yellow spells. Then finally we have our blue spells, the Ceruleite blue spells. These are your buffs and your other kind of utilities. So this is Melt Lock, which is basically like Knock. We have Greater Liquid Courage, which is like Greater Heroism. You have Featherfall, and then you have one of the best kind of spells in the game, Greater Evolution, and Gold Skin. We'll talk about these specific spells a little bit later, but we're just talking about types of spells and the reactions basically. So we have red spells, yellow spells, and blue spells. These are the 3 types of spells. That's all you really kind of need to know for your spell specifics. Now when we're talking about reactions, basically of the 3 types of spells you cast, you use 2 of them specifically. You get a passive buff and an active buff. So to create these reactions, it's basically just color coordination. So red plus blue spells equals a purple spell. When you cast a red spell, then a yellow spell, or vice versa, you get an orange reaction. When you cast a yellow and a blue spell, you get a green reaction. Orchidium for purple, Pyrite for orange, Verdonite for green. And for the most part, since your damaging spells are red and yellow, you're mostly going to be in the Pyrite. And so the passive buffs that you get, if you're in the purple reaction, you get +2 PER per alchemist level. If you're in the orange reaction, you get elemental spell power per alchemist level. And then if you're in the green reaction, you get positive and negative spell power per alchemist level. And there'll be a visual indicator, whether you're orange or green and purple, that's around your physical character that will show you which reaction you're in. You also get what I call an active buff, a short time buff, when you change from one reaction to another. And this is, I think, the difficult part that people get a hold of. So when you enter the orange reaction, the Pyrite, you get a big bonus to spell power. You also get an enhancement bonus to spell point cost reduction. Once you master the reactions and you master your spells and you kind of understand how the mechanics work, it's great to go, in my opinion, from orange to green, just to get like healing spell power and then your elemental spell power when you go into combat, and to go back and forth that way. If you're looking to be more tanky, more of just healing your friends and being a support that way, going, from purple to green makes a lot of sense too. Because the purple boost is a big bonus to PR and elemental resistance, and then the green active buff is a big boost to positive and negative spell power with some bonus DCs to transmutation and conjuration. So the reactions really aren't that bad. It takes some practice. It just takes some time playing with the class. Definitely start at level 1, get a feel for it level by level, and you'll get a hang of it. It's really not too bad. So let's talk about feats next. We are like a pure spellcaster basically. So for the first couple feats, I take Maximize and Empower. You get some bonus feats as an alchemist, and in my opinion, the alchemical studies that you always want to take are the Pyrite ones. This gives you a +1 caster level with your red and yellow spells. We take Quicken at level 6 to make your spells go off faster. You can pick up Accelerate spell as an alchemist bonus feat. This is a magic that basically your spell potions arc not as high, they are kind of more straight at the target. So in the quests that have low ceilings, it helps out a lot. We're going to take Conjuration, Spell Focus, and the Greater Spell Focus. 12, you can pick up Liquid Luck. This gives you Invasion, so you can dodge traps and some other spells. There's an Advanced Alchemical Studies at level 16. Gets you another +1 max caster level. I pick up some Toughness, and then at level 20, I pick up Insightful Courage. This uses your Intelligence modifier instead of your Wisdom modifier for will saves. Pretty nice stuff. Level 21, you're a spellcaster, so you're going to pick up Wellspring of Power. This gives you a big universal spell power boost and 20% spell critical damage, which, when this is active, also gives you some spell points, which is always nice. For the trees, I focus on Acid spell power, and you can eventually use Poison spell power. So those are the two spell powers I pick up personally, but we'll talk about enhancements and how you can really just pick up whatever you want, whatever your preference is, whatever you like to play. Pick up your preferred epic spell power, because this gives you spell power, critical damage with that, and then 5% spell critical damage of all other spell type damage, which is great. 24, you're an alchemist, you're going to pick up Master Spell Vials. This gives you +10 to the maximum caster level, which means just more damage overall. With your individual spell vials, your multi-vials, and your elemental obliteration, which in the Bombadier tree is this tier 5 enhancement, which is kind of like your SLA fireball type item. I pick up Elusive Target to get more chance to ignore damage, Intensify for all my SLAs and just more spell power, Crush Weakness, damage versus the helpless. I take up Embolden to get more DCs, Scion of the Plane of Earth. This gives you Conjuration DCs, PRR, Acid and Poison spell power, Universal spell power, crit damage, and Imbue dice. I didn't know. That's cool. Yeah, those are the feats I pick up. Alright, let's talk about enhancements. What's great about playing Alchemist is that you only need the Alchemist trees as a requirement to play the class. So of course we're going to max our Bombadier tree, and then we're going to splash into Apothecary, which is like the healing negative damage. So level 1, this is what you're going to pick. The core of Apothecary, and then you immediately pick up this SLA. This is Inflict Light Wounds. This does AoE negative damage, so it's going to kill everything except undead, of course, because they're immune to negative damage for the most part. But you pick this up at level 1. It's an AoE damage, it's negative damage. You can put your maximize SLA on it or maximize power boost on it, and it's going to kill everything. Then we're going to move into Bombardier for level 2, and we're going to pick up the SLA Spell Vial. This is your single target 1d6 plus 2 of an elemental type of your choice. Poison, acid, fire, cold, or electricity. It's up to you. I pick acid because out of all the monsters in the game, acid is resisted the least, I would say. So I choose acid. So at level 2, you have 2 SLAs. One that does AoE damage, negative damage, and one that's single target elemental damage. You're going to kill everything. It's going to be fine. You're going to survive for the early levels. We're going to eventually aim for core 3 at level 6 in the Apothecary tree, because this gives you Inflict Serious Wounds, basically a step up AoE damage. So we're going to take Spell Critical Chance. We're going to take core 2, which gives you some armor class and immunity to magic missiles, which is nice. We're going to pick up, I call it Soothing Poultices. While your reaction is Verdant, while you're in the green reaction, when you cast spells on yourself or allies, you grant temporary hit points equal to 33, 66, or 100% of your intelligence. That lasts for 3 minutes. So you have some extra hit points early on in the game if you wanted to. And then we, at level 6, pick up core 3, which gets you Cure Serious Wounds and Inflict Serious Wounds. So you get damage and healing, which is great. Once you pick up Inflict Serious Wounds, you're going to kill everything. You're going to go for the quest. You're going to be a total stomp. You're going to just murder everything. So we're going to move back to Bombardier tree. We're going to pick up some Spell Critical Chance for elemental spells. Another percentage there. We're going to pick up core 2, which gets you equipped weapons are considered spell casting implements and some more spell power for all your elements. We're going to pick up this Stone of the Savant. While you have an orb in your offhand and you have this enhancement toggled on, you get +1 MMR and MMR cap per alchemist level. So at level 20, you'll get an extra 20 MMR. Pretty darn nice. We're going to pick up the next core, which is Liquid Power 1. And so there's Liquid Power 1, 2, and 3. These give you elementals to specialize in, basically. So for the first one, we're going to do Acid, gets you caster level of acid spells and more spell power. We're going to take Intelligence. We're going to take Maximized. Even though these cost a lot, we're going to reduce the spell point cost of Maximized. We're going to take Liquid Power 2. Gets you another caster level. This one gets you +2% spell critical damage, which is great. Another Intelligence. Burning Ambition. Basically, while you're in the orange reaction, your yellow and red spells will ignite enemies, doing an extra 1d4 damage based on the element that you use to attack them with. So, some more damage. We're going to take either Empower or Quicken. It's up to you. Quicken is nice because you can just cast all your spells faster, but Empower gives you some more bonus spell power damage. Then we're at 30 points. So at level 12, we get access to our tier 5 and our core 5. Nope, I'm sorry, that's at 18. We get access to our tier 5 spells, Elemental Obliteration. Basically, again, like Fireball, but you pick the element you want. Does AoE damage. We're going to still focus on Acid. Then we have Augmentation, +2 caster levels with red and yellow spells. Great. Actually, you have to look into this because you'll hit your max caster level. This only gives you +2 caster levels, so you might hit your max caster level before this. You might not have to take this if you don't need to. Inferno of Creation, while you're in the orange reaction, you get another Burning Ambition dice. Your spells do cost vulnerability to enemies, and this effect stacks up to 20 times. So when you throw your multi-vials, which technically each count as, like, each little throw is one spell. So you throw a multi-vial and you hit them 4 times, and they get 4 stacks of vulnerability. they take 4% more damage. And so your enemies will take a lot of damage, especially against bosses, and they'll just die. +2 conjuration DCs. All of your spells basically do conjuration, especially all your damaging spells. And then we have weakening mixture. Once you hit this point, you can respec this tree and choose any element you want. This basically strips the immunity off of monsters that are possibly immune to that elemental type. So if you wanted to pick fire, like all the fire elementals and fire methods that are usually immune to fire will be stripped of this when you use the same element spell. And this is great for multi-vial use. Like I said, multi-vial is technically 4 individual spells. So the first vial will hit the enemy, strip its immunity, and then the next 3 vials in your single multi-vial will do all full damage. And again, everything's just gonna die. It's great. It's awesome. So you have, of course, acid, cold, electric, fire, or poison still. So pick your immunity stripping. We're just gonna focus on acid at the moment. I also do poison sometimes. Like I said in the feats, we do poison, and then we do Scion on the Plane of Earth, so poison also works well into this. Once you pick up the tier 5s in Bombadier tree, we're going to slide back over to Apothecary. Now that we have more enhancements to use, we're going to pick up some critical chance. We're going to pick up some intelligence. We're going to pick up some safety goggles, which gives you more elemental resistance. That's what I like to pick. And then we're going to pick up Tor 4. This is Spill the Bad Stuff. It's an okay spell. It does random damage type. It just seems okay. With all the SLAs and all the spells you can use, you don't have to use it. And then in tier 4, I pick Run for Your Life. While your reaction is green, you gain 1% movement speed per alchemist level. So at level 20, you will get a 20% boost to speed. So basically, once I run out of combat, I cast like healing on myself. I cast blue, which is like a displacement spell. I get the run speed to go to the next mob. And then when I use a red spell and a yellow spell, I flip back to orange, and then you have the orange active. So practice, practice, practice. But it's good stuff. We're going to take another intelligence. We're going to take positive and negative heal amp. And we're going to take another spell crit. Because then, once we have 30 points, we can get the Core 5, which is an SLA heal. And it's like an explosive bottle heal, so you throw it with all your friends gathered around, and you all heal together. And it's great. And then, of course, we're going to pick up the capstone in the Bombadier tree, which is an SLA multi-vial. So you can throw all of your meta magics on it, maximize quicken and power, going to kill everything, and it only costs 15 spell points. Yeah, that's how I build my enhancements for my Alchemist. Next, let's talk about some important spells to pick up. Level 1, you can pick up the single target vials. Just pick what you want. I pick acid and fire because they're nice. Stiffened skin gets you some AC. Feathers extract is pretty nice. It gives you feather fall and jump in one single spell. I like that. And then elemental skin gives you an alchemical bonus to elemental resistance. Also very nice. Level 2, pick up augment armor. This gives you some PRR per level. Cure moderate wounds for some healing. Glue bomb. Enemies have to make a reflex save or they are stuck in place. Liquid courage. This is just like basic heroism. And then restoration. Level 3, you pick up melt lock, which is exactly like the knock spell. It's great. Greater liquid courage, which is greater heroism. Flash freeze, which your enemies have to make a fortitude save or they are stunned and helpless. You're going to pick up the displacement drop, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's displacement, which is great. You're going to pick up caustic solvent. This is the acid fireball equivalent. 1d6 plus 3 acid damage in an AoE area. Level 4. Oh, this class also gets every single type of boost that you might want. It's all bottle boost, which is great. Of course, they also share the same cooldown, pretty sure. Yes, but it's all action boosts and bottle boost spells on a 30-second cooldown. So that's why in the trees themselves, in the enhancement trees, there are no boosts, enhancement boosts, because you get bottle boost, which is it's just so much easier. It's just so nice. So much variety, so much creativity you can do. By level 4, this is the best boost, probably the sprint boost, 50% action boost to sprint for 20 seconds, because there's no charges. It just costs spell points. Costs 5 spell points. So it's more than 6 charges. It's nice. Cure critical wounds. Smoke bomb, which is when you toss this down, you are invisible and displaced for 12 seconds. Pretty nice. Vein freeze. AoE 1d6 plus 4 cold damage. Enemies have to make a fortitude save or they'll be frozen in place. So when you see Alchemist and you see him just chuck one bottle and all the enemies are just big freeze, vein freeze. This is it. Level 5, you get access to the multi-vials. So we pick up multi-vial of acid and then greater evolution. Throughout the leveling process, there's lesser evolution, regular evolution, but eventually you'll want greater evolution because this gives you +4 alchemical bonus to your selected ability. And you can pick out of course, the 6 abilities. So we pick up intelligence, of course. Level 6, you get the heal spell. Again, it's an AoE heal. All your friends will be healed. It's great. You get elemental combination. This is a single bottle that does 3 of the elemental damages, 1d6 plus 3 damage of each, and then gold skin potion. Physical damage of 30, adamantine, bypass, and this is 30 points of damage per caster level. So at level 20 you have 600, which is great. Just to know what actual alchemist level you get your spells. Level 1, of course, you need alchemist level 1. Level 2 spells you get at level 3. Level 3 spells you get at level 6. Level 4 spells you get at level 9. Level 5 spells you get at level 12. Makes sense, that's all multi-vial. And then level 6 you get at level 15. Yeah, those are the levels requirements to get. Now, as we wrap up this video, we're going to talk about some equipment. I only picked just a couple items just to focus on. These are the Sharn set I chose is the Esoteric Initiate. Of course, it gets you universal spell power, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, spell DCs, and MMR cap, which is great. So we're picking up the Order's Garb, which gets you exceptional universal spell power and spell lore. It's great. Comes out of Best Laid Plans. We're going to pick up Dusk Lenses, which comes out of the Cogs quest Thralls of the Fungus Lord. This gives you potency and insightful potency, which is pretty nice because of the variety of elemental spells that you can pick from. It also gives you efficient meta magic, maximizing the power, so you can definitely put those meta magic feats on. And then we're going to pick up Aether Band. This comes out of Roll Call, also a Cogs quest. Some spell penetration. What's nice is the magical efficiency 10%, which is great. I also throw on Dead Rainers. This is from Make Believe out in Feywild. This is great just because it gives you a butt ton of spell points. Gives you between Wizardry 269 and Insightful Wizardry 134, gives you 403 spell points. Super nice. And it gives you Profane Spell Focus 2, plus 2 Profane bonus to all spell DC. The Scepters that come out of the Ice quest I think are some of the best items for spellcasters. So we're picking up the Acid one. This comes out of the first quest, Element of Chaos. Acid lore 21%, Corrosion 142, Insightful Corrosion 71, and Conjuration Focus, which is, again, all of your damaging spells are conjuration based for the most part, plus 5. Super awesome, super nice. So these 5 items are great to focus on. So my friends, this has been the Alchemist portion of the road to Heroic Completionist. I hope this helped you, inspire you to pick up Alchemist and play it at least once. Honestly, once I finish my current life, I'm going to go back and play an Alchemist again, just because it's just so fun. It just feels so fast, and you just get to throw all your potions, and everything just melts away. Stress-free life, right? Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.